Hello and welcome back to our HIP Roman Restoration campaign. In our last episode, we managed to put down all of the various revolts and uprisings that were plaguing us thanks to the 10% revolt risk that we picked up from an event, but that has now gone away and we put down all the revolts. So we should be entering a more peaceful period, which is kind of necessary because we have been annoying our vassals by keeping their levies raised on a near permanent basis, so we should probably try to keep at least some of them lowered for a while. We have disbanded some of our troops. And we will probably, if not stay at peace for a while after we end this war, at least we'll try to pick on some smaller countries so that we can fight them with only a small subset of our levies raised, or perhaps even just our retinue and domain troops or something. We spend weeks in the wilderness searching for any trace of our prey, the great white stag, but are forced to return empty-handed. We are sure that no one's impressed by our failed adventure. So, not much luck so far with our hunting focus. That's okay though. It's still improving our health. And our ecclesiarch was attacked by heathens, which is quite embarrassing to us, apparently. Speaking of religious matters, let me just check on Rome. Oh good, he seems to have fixed this by himself. The actual bishopric or metropolis of Roma is now no longer the top holding here, and he's given it out to presumably an Orthodox bishop, who even is a mystic. So that should mean that we have this properly controlled by a character of the appropriate religion, so we have a little more moral authority. There's still not a lot. Apparently we've lost some holy wars. Or at least all of our religion have. That's fine though, we'll probably take Jerusalem in the not too distant future, and then work towards Alexandria as well. Which will be a little bit longer, I think, though we're not too far away actually. We have land on the borders of Egypt already. And I think it's only those five counties that we need to actually mend the Great Schism. We also have to have them converted and have 75% moral authority, which we should have once we take them. So also we have this adventurer due to arrive in October of next year. We are plotting to kill him, but not having too much success, it looks like. Seduction in the Wild. At a festive outing in the wild, I found a message left amidst wildflowers addressed to my courtier Martha. The would-be lover, this guy, is waiting for her by the stream near the camp. So who is our courtier Martha? She's somebody that we care about. Just our courtier. She is lowborn. But I guess we still feel obliged to protect her from such dangerous liaisons. Oh, I guess she's my friend. Is she? No, this guy's our only friend. Oh well. Your mission has been a success. You've improved the opinion of the Duke of Bulgaria, which is now up to 100. That is good. Let's move him somewhere else. Let's take a look at our realm tree to see who is powerful and unhappy. Opsicon is probably a good choice. Over here. So these two sieges will hopefully finish pretty soon. Estrid Ribbing died a natural death. The wife of the King of Egypt, okay. Okay, we have a new vassal who is pretty happy with me. A dirty secret. Just the other day, skulking as I often do, I caught this guy again. And my courtier Martha in flagrante. Lost in passion, they did not notice me, but I am still in shock. So we can say this is scandalous and they must be exposed. Or we can say the flesh is weak, forgive and forget. Well, I mean, we're lustful ourselves, we do understand. Or we can say we smell profit and try to blackmail him. I guess we could do with the money. Oh, he's probably not extremely rich himself. He's only a count, though. We don't really care about annoying him, and he's not even our direct vassal, so... Sure, let's try to blackmail him. I'm sure that's a terrible violation of the vassal contract, but... eh. What can you do? I suppose maybe the fact that we're just would mean that we are against the idea of blackmail. So maybe that's a bit of a role-playing fail, but... that's okay. So he's going to give us his money. If we do not keep quiet, he'll do things to us that we cannot even begin to imagine. I don't think you know what I can imagine, but... okay. No idea how much we got. I don't think it was much, though. I think we had about the same amount of money before. But we'll take a huge number of prisoners. Okay. Sure, we'll take all of those people prisoner as well. Up to 82% from those sieges, and it looks like the Kaiser has had enough. I guess he's calling himself Emperor rather than Kaiser. That's fine. We'll accept. So we gain these 3 counties, all of which are held by other characters. This guy's imprisoned by us, so we should be able to demand his religious conversion. These guys are... oh, this guy's also imprisoned by us. So we can forcibly convert 2 of them at least. One of these armies is in fact not in our land, okay. Alright, so having done that, we'll transfer the vassalage of this guy underneath his rightful duke, who is here. Okay, sounds good. Unfortunately, there seems to be a holding in here that's still held by the Imperial Revolt. We'll have to take that later. And speaking of the Imperial Revolt, let's see how they are doing in their revolt. 83% in their favor, so they're getting closer. They were 77 last time I looked. The Emperor is down to only 8,000 troops. We gained some free tech points from Barcelona. Alright, we have some more troops over here, which I kind of forgot about. Just march them back towards the capital. Oh, and we also gained a county down here. Under Jerusalem. I guess we gained that when we pressed our claim on Jerusalem then, and I just didn't notice. This guy has requested that a lower rank vassal should serve him rather than me. I'm sure he's correct, and I guess we'll just give it to him. It looks like this guy. Sounds fine. So I think we'll stay at peace at least until the adventurer threat has either come to pass or gone away. While making my way to a nearby village, I pass by a peasant relieving himself in a nearby field. He notices me and waves hello while he is still relieving himself. We could wave back and say this is awkward, or walk away, which would still be awkward. Let's wave back. I guess we're already gregarious, so that's fine. I guess it's the right time of year that we can have a feast. Actually, I think we're past the time of year to have a feast, so maybe we won't do that. Maybe we'll just queue up a hunt. Which would be in September, and it should be over by the time the adventurer appears. May as well make use of our focus. This despot has provided me with proof that the Duchessa has been slandering me. We're already working on her opinion with our Chancellor, so we'll just keep it to ourselves. And let's also try to ransom whatever prisoners we can. I don't think we have anyone too important. I think we did have a duke, a vassal duke of ours, in prison at some point, but he had pneumonia, so I suspect he probably died. And I don't see him in here, so yeah, probably. One of my courtiers seems to be sad. When I asked why, I learned that their favourite horse was very ill and unlikely to survive. I remember the steed was a fine specimen, worthy of honour and praise, who brought its master much prestige and joy. We can comfort Maximos? Not this guy? Or we can say, why should I worry about it when there are more important things at stake? And we would annoy this guy. Nope. Some other guy. Let's just comfort whoever it is who lost the horse. Belisarius feels I risk too much again. I think he has approached me about this before. I'll tell him to mind his own business. Yeah, I guess we'll release that prisoner, why not? We have righteous imprisonment on this duke, which might be something we want to do and then just release him for the opinion bonus. We have 80% already, and we can move our marshal over there to increase it even further, make it pretty much a sure thing. Or apparently it's still 80%. I moved into the wrong place. Well, that's fine. We'll just take the 80% then. Oh. I guess I was looking at his dynasty thing instead of his actual title. He's over here. Oh well, all's well that ends well, so we can just release him. Improve everybody's opinion by 15, which should help out with the factions we've been having. Along with the decreasing opinion bonuses, or opinion penalties rather. Send him back to train troops. I guess I could have just moved him over there, since there is apparently no cooldown on moving our chancellors or councillors. But that's okay. So she is now providing me with proof that this guy has been slandering me. He seems pretty happy, so we'll ignore it. Arranged marriage from the King of Georgia. He wants to marry a courtier. I think this is the courtier that we just released from prison. So, okay. I accept. Looks like we're not going to have any luck killing our adventurer here. We're probably just going to have to fight him. I guess we could have a summer fair in the meantime. Which should make the peasants happy. Mummers are singing outside the townhouses while slowly moving towards my castle. Summer fair suddenly felt less pleasant, as the mummers clad in strange clothes went from door to door, singing and frightening small children. So she despises the fact that I am gregarious, okay. Ah, Martha and her lover had a son, apparently. Good for them. Latest developments in our courtly soap opera. We have raiders down here. Let's see, how many troops can we raise from Jerusalem? I assume you're part of Jerusalem. 1,500? I think we'll just ignore the raiders. Jerusalem can deal with them themselves if they want to. Okay, the summer fair is over. We gain some prestige. Our Exarch of Italy is trying to revoke something. And our second son came of age, became a thrifty clerk. Okay. Pretty unfortunate. But he's not in line to inherit, so it's probably not a big deal. Meanwhile, our actual heir has not had any more children since he had one genius. Okay, our hunt is starting. I guess we might have problems with the succession if we inherit as our son Maximus, and then he has another son born in the purple, because our genius here, of course, was not born in the purple. Which makes me more inclined to try and get Maximus killed. Supporters of the blue and green chariot teams have clashed at the Hippodrome and riots have broken out. The city guard is fighting to contain the situation, but the Varangian guard is also standing by. They would make mincemeat of any hooligans before the riot has a chance of spreading to other districts, but there could be significant collateral damage. We'll say the city guard can handle it. One of the eunuchs at the Imperial Court has distinguished himself and caught the attention of your advisors. Though they are usually of the jealous kind and loath to admit redeeming qualities in others, even they cannot deny the promise of this young man. So let's bring him before us. We can immediately tell there's a keen intelligence behind his eyes. Gennadios. We'll check him out. I guess we're sorted by name here. A pretty good martial character. The Sighthounds thirsted for blood this gentle afternoon, and they brought us many hares. So we get a little prestige. The city guard pulls in reinforcements from other districts and finally manages to disperse the rioting crowds. Centuries from now, hooliganism will be extinct. Okay, well, it cost us some money, but that's fine. And the host invasion has arrived. Okay. Conquest of Naples. So they're just after the Duchy of Naples, that's fine. Hopefully they're not particularly strong. 28,000 is kind of significant. Let's see, we have 5,000 with our retinue and event troops over here. We can raise another 5,000 or so from Italy. We'll move into the hills here. Actually, the mountains over here. And let's raise our domain troops. And we should be able to get a few thousand from some powerful vassals over here. Which should be more than enough to deal with the post-invasion. This guy has usurped a title, okay. Not even our direct vassal, so I guess we don't care. The Grand Hunt is over for now. This was truly a noble endeavour and a challenge for our martial abilities. We gained 10 prestige. We actually might need to raise a few more troops, since we only just about equaled in numbers from the revolt at this point. Let's get these guys transported across first, though. And we'll land them here in the hills. I guess we'll move this other army next door, even though we're going to a worse terrain type for us. And we'll maybe see about transporting some troops over, but it's going to have to wait for the next episode because we're about out of time for this one. So thanks for watching, and join me again then.